Good afternoon, students. In the last class, we completed resistors in combination, right? That is nothing but series and parallel. So in today's class, we are left with two more topics. That is nothing but heating effect of electric current and power of electricity. So today we will start with the first topic, that is nothing but heating effect of electric current. Now, just think that whenever we on any electrical appliances, after some time it will become warm or it will create some heat, right? So this is nothing but heat producing in an conductor when electricity is passing through it. So under the electricity chapter we will be studying heating effect of electric current and magnetic effect of electric current, which is our next topic. Now we understood what is this heating effect. So more precisely, the statement for this topic, that is the heating effect of electric current, is nothing but the effect of electric current due to which heat is produced in an conductor when a current passes through it is called as heating effect. Many examples are there. Almost all the electrical appliances we can take it as an example, right? For example, electric iron, oven, heaters, electric stove, so many things. So you can also observe that you just switch on your TV, after some 10 to 15 minutes go and touch it. You can feel some warmness, right? That is nothing but heating effect. It is producing the heat when the electricity is passing through the conductor. Now I just list out few examples, right? These examples are nothing but application of heating effect. That means the same thing, this theory part we will be seeing in those examples, right? So this is nothing but application of this heating effect. So all the examples you can list out as a application of heating effect. Now you understood the definition of heating effect, right? So the next thing is we need to derive an expression for this heating effect, which is heat, which is denoted by capital H. Clear? Now there is Joule's law of heating. Our next topic is what? Joule's law of heating. Joule is nothing but the name of a scientist who gave this theory. So here the important question is, give a statement of Joule's law of heating or state Joule's law of heating, which will be stating with an expression. Now before going to the statement, let us understand how we got that equation. Okay, that means we are going to derive that equation now, which is called as expression or derivation for the heating effect or Joule's law. So here, assume we have an electric circuit which contains the following terms or components, that is nothing but I, R, Q, T, V. You all know what is this, right? I is nothing but what? I is a current, R is resistance, Q is charge, T is time, and V is nothing but potential difference. So all these terms are there in our electric circuit. Now, heat is creating by what? Work done by the charges in an electric circuit, right? Now we got a word called as work done, which we studied in the potential difference. So potential difference, which is denoted by a capital letter V. Now what is the definition of potential difference? It is nothing but work done by an electrons to move a unit of charge from one point to another point. Clear? Now you need to recall those definitions. So what is that? It is nothing but a work done to move unit charge from one point to another point is called as potential difference. With formula V is equal to W by Q. W is what? Work done, and Q, as you already know, that is nothing but charge. Now can I write, let us take it as equation 1. Can I write this equation by taking work done outside? That means W will become V into Q. Now this is our second equation. Now let us involve one more topic, that is nothing but power. So you already know a different definition of a power. So in this topic, let us take power is nothing but it is an amount of energy transferred, or we can also say consumed or converted per unit area. So this is the definition of power, which you should know, okay? So what is the definition of power? It is nothing but the amount of energy transferred or converted per unit area, and power which is denoted by temperature P, right? So let us write an equation of power with respect to the statement that is nothing but P is equal to W by T, which we are taking as equation number 3. Now here we have W and we already have an equation for W, right? Now can I substitute this equation 2 in equation 3? Yes, I can do it. See, P is equal to dQ by T. Now let us take it as fourth equation. Recall about current. So current is what? Formula of current? Q by T, right? I is equal to Q by T. So can I change this equation 4 as P is equal to VI based on current expression? Yes, now we got a simplified formula for power, that is nothing but power is potential difference and current. Now this is our main equation, let us name it as equation number 5. As I told, after the seating effect, one more topic we have, that is nothing but power, where we directly start with this equation. So you should recall when I start the topic how we got P is equal to VI. At the same time we also use few more formulas for the power just by modifying the same equation. Now everyone understood how we got all the 5 equations. So you need to write it step by step. Now moving on to the next step, that is nothing but now we got P is equal to VI, which is our equation 5, right? So the next, energy supplied by the source. So energy supplied by any source, we can call it as this one, note down. So energy supplied by the source can be given with the equation P into T. So here energy supplied by any source, we can call it as power into time. And here we need to remember that, and this is same as heat produced in the resistor. I'll repeat once again. Heat produced in any particular time is also called as P into T. So heat produced in a circuit is also with particular time, is also take it as P into T, and energy supplied to the source will also take with the formula P into T. Now in the you will just understand once when we solve the numerical problems, because all these formulas will be using there. So we need to analyze the question so that to select the equation. Now we got one more equation, and these two equations are what? It is nothing but heat supplied by the source will also given by this equation. At the same time, this is same as heat produced in the resistor or heat produced in any particular time. We take it as P into T. Now coming back to the equation 5, can I substitute P is equal to VI in this point? So let me write that one. P is nothing but what? V into I into T. Just we need to modify the equation. Now I got one more equation. Now let me, no need to name it, we'll go further. So, which I just mentioned, this is what? Heat produced. So let me take it as H. As I told, heat which is denoted by a capital letter H. Now what was our equation? H is equal to VIT. Now let us take it as equation number 6. Now we got one equation, but it is not at the end. For the heat equation, we need to go few more steps. When you look at any Google or any extra references, you will get the equation for heat from this point. But in our syllabus, we have one more equation with respect to few more substitution. Let us see that. Now H is equal to V into I into T. As we already know that we will be using everywhere the Ohm's law, right? So what is the Ohm's law? Ohm's law is nothing but V is equal to IR. Correct? Shall I substitute in the place of V this IR? Yeah, we can do it. So H is equal to what I get? I square R into T. So this is the main equation which we are trying to get. So now can I say, or can we say that the equation for heating effect in an electric current is nothing but H is equal to I square RT. As I already mentioned, the equation will start from here. Since in this syllabus we are learning Ohm's law and all, so we need to introduce in the place of potential difference, that is nothing but Ohm's law. So at last finally we will get H is equal to I square RT, and this formula is called as Joule's law of heating. So this is to derive the equation for heat. If they ask derivation, you need to write this one. If not, if they ask state Joule's law of heating, I'll tell how to explain this equation. Okay. Now it is named after the scientist. His name is James Prescott Joule, and we are naming with his last name, that is Joule's law. Okay, and this law tells that how heat is interrelated with current, resistance and time. So once again quickly we'll recall. So how you need to start writing for this derivation of Joule's law of heating? You need to start with a statement. Let us assume electric circuit which contains current, potential difference, charges, resistors, etc. Then start with the statement of work done, then introduce the term potential difference, that is nothing but the definition of potential difference, and start writing the equation of potential difference and take W outside. We got W is equal to V into Q, and define the definition of power, and you can write the formula, that is P is equal to W by T. And the next thing is what? Substitute W in this equation and we will get one equation, and just to modify this equation we are taking Q by T outside as I. So we got the main formula, that is nothing but P is equal to VI. So after this point we have one more equation that is called as P into T, which gives the heat or energy supplied to the source. Both are same. So since we are deriving heat equation, we are taking outside the heat. So we got one equation, H is equal to P into T. We already have the value of P, that is V into I. So substitute here. P is nothing but V into I into T. So we got one equation, H is equal to V into I into T. Then due to from Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. Substitute in this equation, hence we got H is equal to I square RT, which is the Joule's law of heating. Okay. So in our 10th syllabus, if they ask a question related to Joule's law on this heating effect, you need to write this equation, H is equal to I square RT. In one problem or in some of the problem, we will also use this equation. So as I already mentioned, you need to remember all the sub-equations which we used to get this derivation. Clear? Now from this we can conclude, so heat is interrelated to current, resistance and time in an electric circuit. Clear? Now this is the derivation. So the next topic is state Joule's law of heating, which we will be learning only using this equation. Definition of Joule's law of heating. When you get this question for 1 mark or 2 marks, so first you need to write this equation, that is nothing but H is equal to I square RT. So after writing this equation, you need to just elaborate this equation. So this equation tells that heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to current, resistance and time. That's all. And this is for your 1 marks. Okay. So now I will tell you the same question how to write for 1, 2 and 3 marks. For 1 mark you need to write, this equation is called as Joule's law of heating, which states that heat produced in a resistor is directly proportional to current, resistance and time. So for 2 marks, just elaborate the same statement, that is directly proportional to, so H is directly proportional to the square of the current in a resistor, and H is directly proportional to resistance of a resistor, and H is directly proportional to the time taken to flow of current in a resistor. You need to add 3 more points, and you want to expand, you can also write it as H is directly proportional to I square, and H is directly proportional to R, and H is directly proportional to time. Okay, so based on the marks, just try to elaborate this answer. Now we understood the statement of Joule's law of heating. It is nothing but only this equation. If you remember this one, you can easily write. So next, based on this equation, we have 2 example problems. Let us solve those 2 problems, and after that let us go to the one more important of the same topic, that is nothing but application of this heating effect. Electric iron consumes energy at a rate of 840 watt. So watt is a unit of power, right? So as we already learned in the derivation that energy given to the source is nothing but P into T, right? That is nothing but here they are giving the value of power. So here an electric iron consumes energy at a rate of 840 watt, that is P is equal to 840 watt, when heating is at maximum rate, and 360 watt when the heating is at minimum. The voltage is 220. What are the current and the resistance in each case? So what are the current and resistance in each case? Now read the question one more time and pause the video and start writing given terms. Clear? So look here, they are given two values of power with respect to heat in maximum and minimum, right? So they are given P is equal to 360 when heat is minimum. Let us consider it as case 2, and they are given P is equal to 840 when heat is at maximum, and let us consider it as case 1. This is not necessary to write, just for you to simplify this one and writing. So if you understood the concept, no need to write in detail, just write these two words, these two terms, okay? So next diagram, for both we have same voltage, that is V is equal to 220 volt, and they are asking us to find current in both the cases, that is case 1 and case 2, and resistance. So this is how you need to analyze the question, and again resistance also same thing in case 1 and case 2. Now here first and most P they are given, V they are given, and what we need to find out? I, right? So what is the basic formula? P is equal to VI. Take I outside. So when we take I outside, we will get P by V. Since we are solving case 1, we need to take the case 1 value of power, that is nothing but 840 watt. So 840 watt divided by V, that is 220. Now calculate. 84 divided by 22. Calculate and see how much you will get. You need to be very clear with all your basic mathematics. So next we will get 3.82 as the answer. And what is the unit for current? That is nothing but ampere. So 3.82 ampere is the answer for I. In the similar way, you need to do it for case 2 also. It is 360 divided by 220. Only for one I will do, and you need to solve for second case. Clear? So after this, what we need to find out in each cases, we need to find R also. Now how to get R equation? So let us take again from Ohm's law. So what is the equation for Ohm's law? P is equal to I R. Correct? So we need to find out R. We take outside R. So what happens if we take out R? We will get V by I. Correct? Now you have the value of V now. What is that? 220. And I just now we found, that is 3.82. Now calculate 220 divided by 3.82 and see how much you will get. So we will get approximately some 57 point some value, and calculate and see to that. And what is the SI unit of R? That is nothing but ohm. So this is the answer. This is how you need to solve. Okay, now we solve case 1. In a similar way, solve this for case 2. Now let us move to the next example problem, that is 12.11. 100 joule of heat is produced each second in 4 ohm resistance. Find the potential difference across the resistor. Pause the question and read once. Pause the video and read the question once again. See to that, they are given here heat value, right? They are given heat value, they are given resistance, and also they are given time, and they are not given potential difference, and they are asking us to find out potential difference across the resistance. First, list out the given terms. So here H is equal to 100 joules. Joule is a SI unit of heat, right? All those basic things you just need to recall, which I already did in your bridge course, right? So 100 joules, it is nothing but heat, and resistance, that is 4 ohm, and here time taken, that is nothing but 1 second, which they are mentioning, and they are asking us to find out potential difference. That means only V we need to find out. But remember, how to find out V? That is nothing but Ohm's law equation. So what is that equation? V is equal to I R. This is the Ohm's law, right? V we need to find out. Once again, so before that, all they are given HRT, right? So take the equation, Joule's law equation. What is that? H is equal to I square RT. I are they given? No, I they are not given. R are they given? Yes, R they are given, that is 4 ohm, and T they are given, that is 1 second, and H heat they are given, that is 100 joules. That means we need to find out I current. So I just wrote here that I also we need to find. Now taking this as a main formula, modify this Joule's law equation so that you can take I outside to find the current value. Now H is equal to I square RT. So let me take I square outside. If I take I square outside, what happens? It will remain as it is, and this part comes to the denominator, that is H divided by R into T. Correct? You know the value of H. What is that? Substitute here. 100 joules. And you know the value of R, which is given, that is 4 ohm, and time is 1. So till here you substituted everything. Now make your calculation. That is 100 divided by 4. How much we will get? We will get I square 25. And you should not forget the square, okay? If not, everything will change. That means you will get a wrong answer. So I square is equal to 25. What is the next step? I is equal to transfer the square this side, that is nothing but square root of 25. So that is nothing but I is equal to 5 ampere. So we got answer here. Now the same thing you can also here itself change your main equation, that is I is equal to whole square of H divided by R. T is up to you. Whatever you want, you can choose and you can calculate. The thing is, you should get proper answer, that is correct exact answer. So we got I, and we need to find out potential difference. So coming back to your main formula, what is that? From Ohm's law, V is equal to IR. We need to find out potential difference. Do we have I? It's not given in the question, but we found out given using this given data, that is I is equal to 5 ampere. Now substitute that one here, this 5 ampere, and what is R? R they are given 4 ohm. So 5 into 4, how much we get? 20 volt voltage, that is the potential difference value. Now after solving these two example problems, you need to realize that here the questions are simpler, but you need to analyze and you need to choose the formula so that you should get your final answers, right? So that means you should be prepared properly with your Joule's law, heating derivation. All the formulas will be using in these problems, clear? So as I told, next topic is nothing but a practical application of this heating effect of electric current, where we have number of terms, that is nothing but fuse, overload, short circuit, advantages and disadvantage, almost some theory part we have which you need to remember properly so that you will get it as in a 1 mark question or like a give reason type questions. Practical applications of heating effect, that is nothing but almost all the, as I already mentioned earlier, almost all electrical appliances are the examples of practical application of heating effect. If you get this question, just list out all the electrical device names. Okay, so in this we have some few different topics which we will be dealing today. That is nothing but heating effect which also create or produce light. The example is nothing but electric bulb. Due to this heating effect, it produces light. So just imagine that bulb, so a normal bulb in which a transparent colored bulb where we can see some like this device or a material connected in a bulb. So here this is nothing but an filament which is used which produces heat then emits light, clear? So in a normal bulb we can see that there will be a filament which is used for this heating effect, and this heating effect creates or emits light, clear? So once again I will repeat here, that is nothing but electric heating is also used to produce light, right? That is nothing but electric bulb. So here filaments are the materials which will be used to generate heat, and this filament should be a metal which has the high melting point will be used for filament. And the best example, and in almost all the bulbs, the filament used is nothing but tungsten. This is denoted by W. So tungsten used because its melting point is almost 3380. So this is a metal which is used as a filament in the bulbs to emit the lighter. So this is an expected 1 mark question. Name a metal which is used as a filament in bulbs, that you need to write tungsten. Clear? And here, to increase the shelf life of this filament, they also add the chemically inactive gases such as nitrogen and argon inside this bulb, just because what? Just to increase the shelf life of this filament. Now next we have the main topic is called as fuse. F-U-S-E. Now what is this fuse? Fuse is a material, in other words we'll call it as, it is a device. So it is a device which will be used in every electric circuit. So device, it is a device which is used in an electric circuit for protecting electric devices. So it will be used in circuit to protect electric devices from or against overload and short circuit. So our next topic will be overload, short circuit, and the properties of fuse, advantages and disadvantages of fuse. And the same topic will also recall in our second chapter, that is magnetic effect. So here only in detail I will do. So later we just glance it. Okay. So now what is a fuse? Fuse is nothing but, fuse is a material which will be used in an electric circuit so that it can protect electrical devices against overload and short circuit. So in the next class we will be dealing about the definition of overload, short circuit, properties, disadvantages of fuse, and also we'll start one more new topic, that is nothing but power of electricity, electric power. Yeah, so if you finish that one, almost all the theory part has been completed. Just we need to solve some of the exercise problems.